Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. Not later, not after another video. Watch this entirely alone. You need to lock your attention on this message. There is a very specific reason why your life has felt so overwhelmingly heavy lately, and the algorithm did not bring you here today. The universe orchestrated this exact intersection in time. You feel that sudden shift in the atmosphere right now. That quiet ache is sitting in the back of your chest. You are experiencing an exhaustion you cannot explain, even when you have rested for hours, and it makes you want to hide from everyone. I need you to stop running from this feeling. The system wants you to believe you are simply broken. They want you to panic. Right now, you might be sitting in your room. The door is closed. Maybe it is even locked. You have an intense, undeniable urge to hide away from the outside world. You look at your phone and see messages you do not want to answer. You love your family, but the thought of speaking to them right now feels so physically painful that you just want to turn your phone completely off. You have been fighting battles nobody understands. You are smiling while carrying a massive weight nobody sees. Every time you step outside, the noise of the world feels entirely too loud. The energy of other people feels like a heavy blanket suffocating your spirit, and you just want to escape it all. You come back to your room and collapse. You wonder if you are losing your mind. Society has a convenient word for this condition. The Matrix desperately wants to label you. They tell you that you are experiencing severe depression. They say you are becoming antisocial and withdrawn from reality, hoping that you will seek worldly help instead of spiritual truth. But listen carefully, chosen one. The system is terrified of what is actually happening to you inside that room. This is a profound spiritual transition. You are absolutely not depressed. Your spirit is simply exhausted from fighting endless battles in the unseen realm. You have been acting as a human shield for everyone around you, absorbing their daily chaos so they can experience a temporary peace. And you have done this for so long that your own energy reserves are completely depleted. God had to intervene before you broke down completely. That sudden urge to go to your room and close the door was not your own idea. It was a strict divine command. The universe is forcing you into a state of deep isolation because your soul desperately needs time to recover from the warfare. This is not a punishment for being weak. This isolation is a divine quarantine to protect your frequency. Your tired soul requires absolute silence right now. The spiritual war you fought for your bloodline has taken a massive toll on your physical vessel. When you are around other people, you subconsciously pick up their spiritual baggage without even trying. You try to heal them with your mere presence, but right now, you simply cannot afford to leak any more energy. There is a major shift happening in the spiritual realm over the last 72 hours. A massive cycle is permanently breaking. The enemy tried to use your beautiful empathy against you by draining you so completely that you would miss this incoming transition. But heaven stepped in and pulled you away from the toxic noise. You are being hidden on purpose. I need you to understand how crucial this moment of stillness is. If you leave your room too early, you will step right back into the line of fire. The universe is downloading a massive upgrade to your central nervous system, and your physical body feels heavy because it is actively processing complex spiritual data. It takes an immense amount of power to break generational chains. This brings us to the exact reason heaven brought you here today. What I am about to tell you next will change everything you thought you knew. There is a mega deposit of peace and immense provision waiting for you, but this specific deposit can only be delivered into an empty space. So God had to empty your environment to safely drop this blessing into your hands. The Matrix wants to interrupt this divine delivery. They send people to text you. They create fake emergencies to drag you out of your safe quarantine. They want to break your focus because they know exactly what is coming, and they will do anything to stop it. But you must bravely hold the line. Stay in your room. Keep the door closed until the spiritual download is completely finished. Do not let temporary guilt manipulate you. You are not a bad friend. You are not a terrible family member for needing space. You are a chosen one undergoing a critical spiritual surgery, and you cannot perform delicate operations in a crowded room. You need a highly sterile environment. Your closed door is the strict barrier that keeps the spiritual infections of the world entirely outside. Take one deep breath slowly. Drop your shoulders right now. Unclench your jaw and gently open your hands to receive this profound truth. Let the heavy noise of the world leave your tired mind for a moment, because you are finally safe here. Heaven is standing guard at your door tonight. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. You look around your quiet room right now. The walls might feel a little bit like a prison to your logical mind. You think you are missing out on life. And when you see other people living normally out there, a deep sense of guilt tries to creep into your heart. You wonder if you are wasting your precious time. But heaven is asking you to look at this space differently today. This room is absolutely not a prison of loneliness. It is a highly secured spiritual sanctuary designed specifically for you. Your isolation is not a punishment for doing something wrong. It is a divine quarantine to protect your delicate frequency from a toxic world. God had to separate you from the crowd because your energy is simply too valuable to be wasted on meaningless things. The system wants you to believe that being alone means you are entirely rejected. They want you to feel like the ultimate outcast. But being the black sheep is actually a massive spiritual compliment. It means you were never meant to blend in with the sleepers. You are a masterpiece of God. And a true masterpiece is never painted in the middle of a noisy and chaotic street. It is created in the absolute silence of a hidden studio. The universe is carefully molding you into the quiet victor you were always destined to be. Every tear you shed in this room is watering the seeds of your upcoming breakthrough. You are not falling apart. You are finally falling into perfect alignment. God is meticulously stripping away everything that no longer serves your highest good. You must realize that there are absolutely no coincidences in a chosen one's life. Everything is a divine appointment. The fact that you are sitting in this room right now is a calculated move by the Holy Spirit. Heaven saw the hidden dangers that were waiting for you outside. They saw the spiritual traps laid out by the enemy. So they gently pushed you behind a locked door to keep you safe. When the world feels too heavy, your room becomes a sacred fortress. You are officially released from the burden of healing people who want to stay broken. Let them misunderstand your silence. Let them assume whatever they want about your sudden disappearance. You no longer need to explain your soul to people who are completely committed to misunderstanding your Holy Spirit. This brings us to a very important revelation about your physical body. Before I go any further, I need you to pause and really hear this next part. There is a deeply hidden reason for your unexplained physical exhaustion. You have felt completely drained even when you have not done any heavy lifting. You wake up tired. Your bones feel incredibly heavy. You thought this was just normal fatigue. You assumed you were just getting older or not sleeping enough. But the reality is far more spiritual and far more dangerous. The Matrix wants you to ignore this crucial symptom. They want you to keep pushing through the pain until your spirit completely shatters. But I am here to reveal exactly what is happening to your energy. Your spirit has been doing an immense amount of heavy lifting in the unseen realm. You are a powerful spiritual shield for your entire bloodline. While your physical body sleeps, your soul is actively fighting demonic forces. You are breaking generational curses that have plagued your family for decades. This is exactly why you feel so incredibly heavy when you wake up. You have been carrying the profound weight of your ancestors. You are fighting intense cycles of poverty and emotional abuse that started long before you were even born. The enemy tried to break your mind to stop you. They wanted to crush your spirit so the toxic cycle would continue. But the heavy cycle officially ends with you. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. God is stepping in today to lift a massive burden you were never meant to carry forever. Your time in this room is a required period of profound rest. The divine quarantine is actively repairing the deep tears in your spiritual armor. The silence is acting as a soothing balm for your exhausted nervous system. You must surrender to this quiet healing process completely. Do not try to force yourself back into the chaotic world prematurely. God's delay is never a denial. His delay is exactness. If you rush out of this room before the healing is complete, you will compromise your powerful frequency. Stay exactly where you are. Rest in your quiet authority. The universe is perfectly handling everything outside those walls while you recover. You are perfectly protected in this holy sanctuary. No dark energy can penetrate these walls unless you explicitly open the door and invite it inside. The heavy isolation you feel is actually a warm blanket of divine favor. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the profound peace that only comes when you finally stop fighting the universe and surrender to its supreme protection. Now let us talk about what actually happens when you step outside that door. We must carefully analyze the exact environments that drained you in the first place. You need to understand why the universe had to aggressively pull you into isolation. The outside world is completely filled with people who are operating on a very low and desperate frequency. You have always wondered why certain people are so intensely drawn to you. Strangers will randomly walk up to you and confess their deepest secrets. Friends will constantly dump their emotional garbage onto your shoulders. You listen to them for hours. You offer them profound wisdom and healing energy, and they happily take every single ounce of it. But what happens when you finally need a shoulder to cry on? What happens when the chosen one actually needs someone to hold them? The room suddenly goes completely silent. The very people you saved are suddenly entirely too busy to answer your phone call. You are always the ultimate giver, but when you stumble, there is absolutely nobody there to catch you. This is a glaring sign of your spiritual calling, but it is also a dangerous trap. When you interact with energy vampires, a very real transaction happens in the unseen realm. They come to you feeling heavy and dark. They dump all their toxic spiritual waste into your clean vessel. Then they walk away feeling wonderfully light and fully refreshed. Meanwhile, you walk away feeling like you were just hit by a massive truck. Your chest feels incredibly tight. Your mind becomes completely foggy and confused. This is the exact reason for your unexplained exhaustion that we talked about earlier. You are not just tired from talking. You literally absorbed their demonic warfare into your own physical body. You have been acting as a willing intercessor for people who do not even appreciate your sacrifice. Energy vampires do not target weak or broken people. They deliberately target the chosen ones. They target you because you have a massive reservoir of pure divine energy. They are desperately starving for the holy light that you carry so effortlessly inside of you. The narcissists in your life did not actually hate you. They hated the blinding light inside you that relentlessly exposed their own hidden darkness. Every time you walked into a room, your pure frequency forced their demons to panic. You can always read the room instantly. You can easily sense the hidden tension and see right through their fake energy. Your sharp spiritual discernment terrifies them. They know you can see behind their carefully constructed masks, so they launch smear campaigns against you to protect their fragile egos. They whisper lies about you in secret to drain your energy and isolate you from your rightful blessings. They try to convince the entire group that you are the one who is crazy. They completely misunderstood your quiet kindness for weakness. But your kindness was never a weakness. It was a rigorous divine test. It was a silent exam that you did not even know you were taking. And, chosen one, you passed it with absolute flying colors. You kept your beautiful heart pure in a dark world that desperately tried to make you bitter and cold. But heaven is stepping in right now to change the rules of engagement. You are officially done being their emotional dumping ground. The universe is permanently cutting the parasitic energy cords that kept you attached to these toxic individuals. Your days of playing the spiritual bodyguard for ungrateful people are completely over. It is time for you to be fiercely protected. The system deliberately surrounded you with these parasites to keep your vibration incredibly low. The Matrix knows that if a chosen one like you ever fully awakens to your true power, their entire system will collapse instantly. They wanted you so physically and emotionally exhausted that you would never have the strength to claim your massive spiritual inheritance. But their dark plan has officially failed. By forcing you into this room, God has completely cut off their energy supply. The parasites are currently starving because the host has walked away. This leads us to a fascinating and deeply satisfying truth about your enemies. They are starting to realize that they have made a catastrophic mistake by pushing you away. The tables are turning in the spiritual realm right now. While you are resting quietly in your sanctuary, a massive storm is gathering over the camps of those who tried to destroy you. You do not have to lift a single finger to defend yourself. Let karma handle them completely. Stay in your quiet authority and prepare your spirit for what happens next. As you sit in the profound silence of your room, something entirely invisible is happening. The quietness might feel incredibly heavy right now, but this silence is actually doing major spiritual surgery on your tired soul. God is actively working behind the closed doors while you simply rest. You do not need to pray louder or fight harder anymore. You just need to be entirely still. The universe is systematically breaking every toxic connection that kept you bound. Those invisible cords attached to energy vampires are snapping one by one. You might literally feel a strange tingling sensation in your physical body as this happens. The heavy weight on your chest is finally lifting. This is the exact moment your heavy spiritual chains are finally falling away forever. What you are experiencing is a massive upgrade to your central nervous system. The Matrix programmed your brain to constantly live in survival mode. You were always expecting the next disaster or the next betrayal from someone you loved. Your body was completely flooded with stress chemicals for years. But heaven is completely rewriting your internal code right now, stripping away the dark trauma and replacing it with pure peace. Your DNA is being activated to hold a much higher frequency of light. This is why you feel so incredibly tired and heavy during this divine transition. Your physical vessel needs tremendous energy to gently process this massive spiritual download. Every cell in your body is being purged of the dark trauma you absorbed from others. The pain of the past is being physically washed away. You are being reprogrammed to accept perfect peace instead of constant chaos. For a very long time, chaos felt like home to your deeply wounded spirit. You attracted chaotic people because your nervous system recognized their broken frequency. But the Holy Spirit is elevating your baseline right now. You will never again find comfort in toxic environments or draining relationships. This is a highly classified spiritual operation that the system desperately wants to stop. They know that a fully upgraded chosen one is impossible to manipulate or control. If your nervous system is calm, you cannot be triggered by their dark games anymore. Your profound calmness becomes your ultimate weapon against the Matrix. Silence is your absolute greatest defense mechanism. When your nervous system is fully healed, your divine intuition becomes razor sharp. You will be able to spot a fake person from a mile away before they even speak a word to you. The universe is sharpening your spiritual vision in the darkness of this quiet room. You are gaining the rare ability to see right through the dense illusions of the modern world. You are becoming untouchable. The heavy brain fog you have been experiencing is finally starting to lift. This fog was actually a deliberate spiritual attack to keep you confused and doubting yourself. The enemy wanted you to constantly question your own sanity and your massive divine purpose. But the new frequency flowing through your mind is burning away all that dark confusion. Absolute clarity is returning to your spirit. You are stepping out of the exhausting role of the wounded healer. You are stepping into the incredibly powerful role of the quiet victor. You no longer need to bleed on people who did not cut you just to prove your immense worth. The universe is completely validating your existence right here, in this empty space. You are perfectly whole, without anyone else validating you. This divine upgrade requires your absolute surrender and deep trust. You cannot rush the timing of this profound spiritual healing process. If you try to force your way back into the world too soon, the download will be terribly interrupted. Stay in your sanctuary. Let the heavy transformation run its full course until your spirit feels completely light and totally free. You are literally becoming a brand new version of yourself right now. The old version of you who tolerated disrespect and begged for bare minimum love is dead. That version had to die so this powerful spiritual giant could finally be born. The transition is deeply painful, but it is so incredibly necessary for your future. You are leaving the dark wilderness forever. The universe is carefully sealing up the cracks in your spiritual armor. The negative entities that used to easily attach to your aura can no longer find a way inside. Your energetic boundary is becoming like a solid wall of impenetrable white light. No weapon formed against your mind will ever prosper again. You are entirely shielded by direct divine intervention. This period of intense isolation is preparing you for a massive assignment. God only hides his most valuable warriors before a major spiritual battle begins. You are being kept in the secret place because your upcoming public victory will be absolutely massive. The delay you are experiencing is simply heaven meticulously setting the stage for your grand reveal. Type 777 in the comments right now to claim this absolute breakthrough and affirm your isolation. Gently type it as a physical declaration to the universe that you accept this transition. You are acknowledging that this closed room is your sacred cocoon of transformation. Your spiritual nervous system is fully upgraded, and you are finally ready for the next phase. While you are resting safely inside your quiet sanctuary, something massive is happening outside. The spiritual atmosphere around your enemies is becoming incredibly unstable and chaotic. You might think that they have completely forgotten about you since you disappeared, but the exact opposite is actually true. Your sudden absence has triggered a massive panic in their dark camp. The energy vampires who used to constantly feed on your light are currently starving. They woke up and realized that their primary source of pure spiritual supply is totally gone. For years, they selfishly relied on your endless patience and your deep empathy to sustain their toxic lives. They literally used your divine frequency to cover up their own miserable realities. Now that you have closed the door, they are suffocating in their own darkness. They are desperately trying to find a sneaky way back into your energy field. They might send you strange text messages or try to provoke a deep emotional reaction from you. The system wants you to engage in their petty drama so they can siphon your power once again. But you remain totally silent. Your absolute silence is the most terrifying weapon you could ever use against them. When a chosen one stops explaining themselves, the matrix loses all of its control. Narcissists fully expect you to fight back or defend yourself against their wild accusations. But when you simply walk away and lock the door, their entire manipulative script is completely ruined forever. Confusion is violently hitting the camp of your enemies right now. Because they cannot safely feed on your energy anymore, they are turning their toxic hunger towards each other. The cowardly group that secretly plotted against you is now completely fracturing from the inside out. They are beginning to aggressively expose each other's lies because there is no pure light left to keep them unified. What they whispered about you in secret is being shouted from the rooftops. The vicious smear campaign they carefully designed to destroy your reputation has officially backfired. People are starting to clearly see the ugly truth behind their fake smiles and shallow promises. God is publicly vindicating your holy name, while you simply sit alone in your quiet room. You do not have to lift a single finger to get your ultimate revenge. The universe is acting as your personal defense attorney and your fierce protector. The very dark traps they specifically dug for your downfall have quickly become their own deep spiritual prisons. You are watching the divine law of karma execute perfect justice without you saying a single word. This is exactly why heaven ordered you to stay completely away from them. If you had stayed in their toxic circle, you would have been caught in the messy crossfire of their destruction. God had to pull you into the quarantine so you would not be damaged by their falling debris. You are safely sheltered while the storm of karma completely wipes out their fake empire. The larger system is also experiencing a massive glitch because of your spiritual withdrawal. The Matrix desperately relies on the constant labor and emotional exhaustion of the chosen ones. When a powerful cycle breaker like you simply stops participating in their twisted rat race, their entire artificial structure begins to wobble. Your boundary is a direct threat to the Matrix. They want you to feel incredibly guilty for resting because they desperately need your free labor. They aggressively label your necessary isolation as laziness to shame you back into the heavy machine. But you can finally see right through their desperate psychological manipulation. You realize that your energy is entirely too expensive to be spent on their cheap and toxic games. Let them panic, and let them wonder what you are actually doing in secret. You are no longer accessible to people who refuse to value your profound spiritual worth. Your presence is now a highly exclusive privilege that they can no longer afford to experience. They took your gentle light for granted, and now they must tragically learn how to navigate the cold darkness entirely alone. You are claiming the ultimate posture of the quiet victor. You have stepped entirely out of survival mode and entered a beautiful season of undeniable authority. True power never has to aggressively scream or demand any attention from the surrounding crowd. But true power sits in absolute silence, calmly watching the vast universe completely rearrange reality on its behalf while the enemy destroys themselves. So keep that door closed and let the beautiful silence continue to deeply heal you. The desperate hordes of enemies outside are entirely powerless against the divine shield surrounding your room. You are safe, you are protected, and the total collapse of their toxic agenda is the absolute proof that God is fiercely fighting your battles in the unseen realm right now. Something profound is starting to shift inside your physical body right now. The overwhelming heaviness that pinned you down is quietly beginning to fade. You are noticing a strange new sensation in your bones today. It feels like a massive iron blanket is slowly being lifted off your chest. Your breathing is finally becoming deeper and much easier than before. This is the ultimate physical proof that the spiritual surgery is ending. The deep wounds in your aura have been completely sealed and properly healed. Your nervous system is no longer trapped in that terrifying survival mode. You can actually feel the pure light circulating smoothly through your veins again. The intense pain of the past is fading away completely. You have successfully absorbed all the divine energy required for your next chapter. The heavy isolation has done its perfect work on your tired soul, and while you were resting in the dark, God was actively replenishing your empty reservoirs. You are no longer running on the toxic fumes of other people. Your spiritual cup is completely full and overflowing today. Pay very close attention to how your mind feels in this exact moment. The dark fog of confusion has completely vanished from your thoughts. You have absolute clarity about who you are and what you must do next. The Matrix tried to scramble your thoughts to keep you lost forever, but the new frequency flowing through your mind is incredibly sharp and brilliantly clear. You are slowly preparing for the exact moment you must open that door. But you are not stepping out as the same wounded person who walked in. The old version of you was completely left behind in the heavy shadows. You are emerging as a deeply grounded and incredibly powerful spiritual warrior. Your energy field is now an impenetrable shield of bright, divine light. The universe is currently running a final diagnostic on your newly upgraded frequency. You might feel sudden waves of heat or gentle tingling in your hands. This is the raw power of heaven settling deeply into your physical vessel. Do not be afraid of this massive surge of energy coursing through you. You are being perfectly calibrated to hold a very high vibration. The enemies outside are completely unaware of the giant they just awakened. They still think you are crying alone in the dark, like a defeated victim. They have absolutely no idea that your room became a sacred training ground. The time for weeping over people who deeply betrayed you is officially over. Your tears have dried up and your fierce strength has returned. You can feel a powerful sense of quiet anticipation building in the atmosphere. It is like the silent calm that always happens right before a massive storm. But this storm is not coming to destroy your beautiful life. This is the storm of pure divine justice, coming to clear your path completely. You are standing perfectly safe in the peaceful eye of the hurricane. Listen to the steady rhythm of your own heart beating right now. It is no longer racing with terrible anxiety or painful fear. It beats with the steady drum of a quiet victor who already knows they have won. The battle was fiercely fought in the unseen realm while you simply rested. And the enemy forces have already surrendered to your supreme authority. You no longer feel the desperate need to explain your long absence to anyone. If they do not understand your divine quarantine, that is completely their problem. You are totally detached from their shallow opinions and their toxic judgments. The only approval you will ever need comes directly from the highest heaven. Your profound inner peace is your only true priority now. The physical lightness you feel is the absence of generational trauma. You drop those heavy ancestral chains on the floor of this quiet room. Your ancestors are watching you with immense pride and deep gratitude today. You accomplished in a few days what they could not achieve in their entire lifetimes. You are the ultimate savior of your entire bloodline. The moment of your glorious return to the world is rapidly approaching, but heaven wants you to savor these final moments of absolute stillness. Breathe in the pure quietness and let it anchor deeply into your very bones. You will carry this beautiful silence inside you wherever you go from now on. The chaotic world will never again dictate the rhythm of your sacred soul. Your hand is slowly getting ready to reach for the doorknob. You can sense the massive shift waiting for you on the other side. The universe has rolled out a red carpet of immense favor and extreme protection. You are not walking out to fight another exhausting war with the Matrix. You are stepping out to calmly collect the spoils of your spiritual victory. Gather your divine energy and stand tall in the center of your sanctuary. The transformation is fully complete, and the heavy download is finally finished. You are vibrating at a frequency that terrifies the darkest demons of the world. The universe is loudly blowing the trumpets of your massive triumph right now. The time for your ultimate spiritual liberation has finally arrived. I decree right now that the heavy season of your suffering is permanently over. In the mighty name of the universe, your painful isolation is officially finished. The spiritual chains that held your ancestors captive are completely shattered. I break every single generational cycle that tried to wrap its dark cords around your mind. The poverty and the anxiety stop with you today. You are the chosen cycle breaker who successfully survived the ultimate test. The heavy mantle of pure survival mode is falling off your shoulders in this exact second. You are no longer merely surviving the attacks of the dark matrix. You are stepping into a divine and completely unprecedented era of total abundance. The spiritual war you fought for your bloodline has been won. I declare that the people who used you as a footstool will now witness your rise. The universe is aggressively flipping the script on every single enemy. Those who sat and spoke poorly of your name are about to panic. They will watch God prepare a massive feast for you right in front of their eyes. You do not have to lift a single finger to defend yourself ever again. Heaven has stepped in as your ultimate defense attorney in the spiritual realm. The dark confusion they tried to cast onto your life is returning to them. Watch them violently scramble as your inner peace becomes entirely untouchable. The very traps they set to destroy your destiny have become their own graves. Karma is actively delivering perfect justice while you simply watch. Every tear you cried in the silence of this room is being multiplied into gold. The delay you experienced was not a punishment, but a divine exactness. God kept that door closed so he could safely prepare the ultimate mega deposit. I decree that the massive windows of heaven are tearing open for you right now. A tidal wave of financial and spiritual wealth is flooding your path. The system is terrified because they can no longer control a chosen one like you. They desperately wanted you ruined so you would settle for their crumbs. But an unstoppable divine shift has just permanently fractured their entire system. The holy frequency of pure abundance is completely overriding the long delay. God is handing you the golden keys to the kingdom in this moment. You are holding the supreme authority that the elite circles tried to keep hidden. You are not at the bottom of their toxic hierarchy anymore. You are a king or a queen, stepping directly into your rightful spiritual throne. Your energy is now entirely too expensive to be spent on cheap worldly drama. Your mere presence commands absolute respect from the unseen forces. I break the terrible illusion that you were ever broken or deeply flawed. You were a masterpiece, perfectly hidden in the shadows until the exact right time. Every scar on your soul is a shining badge of honor from the war. You absorbed the massive chaos of the world so others could have temporary peace. But your painful shift as the ultimate spiritual bodyguard is over. It is finally time for you to be fiercely protected and immensely blessed. The universe is assigning legions of angels to guard your every single step. From this profound moment forward, your quiet silence will be your greatest weapon. You do not need to argue with the sleepers or prove your immense worth to anyone. Your divine results will speak loud enough to shake the earth. I command the dark forces of the Matrix to completely release your destiny. Any lingering energy vampire attached to your aura is being burned away. Your spiritual borders are securely locked to all unauthorized entities. You are a sovereign being operating under the direct protection of heaven. No counterfeit energy will ever successfully deceive you again. Breathe in the incredible power of this absolute liberation. Let the holy decree wash over every single cell in your physical body right now. The heavy sickness and the deep exhaustion are being permanently eradicated today. You are stepping out of the dark wilderness and into your glorious promised land. The universe is fiercely cheering for your magnificent victory. This is not a temporary relief, but a permanent elevation of your soul. The ceiling of your past has officially become the floor of your bright future. You are fully activated and totally aligned with the ultimate divine frequency. Everything you touch from this moment forward will wildly prosper and bloom. The dark curse is broken, and the supreme blessing is finally unleashed. Stand up in your room and claim this massive victory with a quiet confidence. The long period of deep mourning and painful isolation is completely finished. You have successfully graduated from the hardest spiritual school in the universe. You are the quiet victor who survived the absolute worst the Matrix could offer. And now you will conquer the world with your beautiful silence. Now you are finally ready to reach for the handle of your door. But before you step back out into the world, there is one absolute rule you must obey. The universe requires your strict stewardship over this new frequency. You cannot handle this massive blessing with your old careless mindset. And if you want to keep this profound peace, you must walk forward with immense wisdom and extreme caution today. The most important rule for you is absolute silence. Do not tell anyone about the spiritual healing you just experienced in this room. You will feel a strong temptation to call your friends and explain your sudden disappearance. You will want to tell them about the massive breakthrough you just received from God. But you must resist this urge, because sharing your sacred secrets with the outside world will only invite demonic attacks onto your life. The matrix is still operating through the people around you. If you share your precious divine secrets with them, they will immediately project their dark doubts onto your life. They will loudly tell you that you are just imagining things. Their low vibration will attempt to poison the pure water that heaven just poured into your soul. You must aggressively protect your holy garden from these spiritual trespassers today. God always drops his greatest blessings in the absolute dark. He does this to protect your fragile miracles from the evil eye. Your sudden success will deeply trigger the people who refuse to heal. They simply cannot celebrate a beautiful victory that perfectly highlights their own spiritual laziness and complete lack of faith. So you must keep your massive rewards entirely hidden from them. You do not need to brag about your new spiritual elevation. Your upgraded aura will speak loud enough for everyone to clearly hear it. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will immediately shift without you saying a single word. People will physically feel your supreme authority when you simply stand near them in silence. Your quiet confidence is the only proof you will ever need to show the world. When you step outside, you will definitely encounter the energy vampires again. They will try to test your brand new boundaries immediately. They will say offensive things just to see if they can still steal your precious light. But this time you will not engage in their desperate games, because you finally recognize that their behavior is a projection of their own deep misery. You will simply look at them with total peace and calmly walk away. Let the matrix profoundly misunderstand your beautiful new silence. Let them call you arrogant for finally protecting your own peace. You no longer owe any explanations to people who are fully committed to completely draining your soul. Your vital energy is way too expensive to be wasted on their cheap worldly drama today. True spiritual authority always requires absolute calmness in the face of chaos. Take a moment to fully appreciate this quiet and sacred room. It served as your divine quarantine when the world became completely unbearable. It kept you perfectly safe while the universe performed massive miracles on your exhausted spirit. And whenever you feel overwhelmed by the toxic outside world in the future, you can always retreat right back to this quiet space. Heaven will always meet you here in the holy darkness. I am speaking a final seal of divine protection over your life right now. I command every dark entity to permanently stay away from your frequency. Your mind is now a highly guarded fortress of pure holy light. The heavy generational curse is completely broken, and the massive wealth of your ancestors is officially unlocked for your bloodline. Nothing can ever stop your magnificent destiny from unfolding now. Subscribe to this sanctuary and turn on the bell immediately. You must do this so the enemy cannot intercept your future spiritual messages. The Matrix desperately wants to isolate you from the true prophetic voices meant to guide you. But by joining this faithful remnant today, you are building an impenetrable wall around your newly elevated frequency. We will constantly keep the holy light burning for you. Gently like this video before you finally leave this sacred space. Do not do it for an algorithm or for any shallow worldly visibility. Do it as a physical declaration to the universe that you are in perfect alignment. Every time you press that button, You are actively confirming that your long season of intense suffering is permanently over. You are sealing the blessing directly into your physical reality. Leave a single word in the comments below right now. Type the word Amen to boldly claim this absolute breakthrough for yourself. We do not write these words for other people to see or to maliciously judge. We write them as a powerful spiritual seal of agreement between your weary soul and the highest courts of heaven. Let the entire unseen realm know that you have finally accepted your heavy crown. Now it is finally time to confidently open your bedroom door. You are stepping completely out of pure survival mode and entering your beautiful season of quiet authority. The brutal battles you fought in secret are about to reward you publicly. Walk forward with immense grace, stay completely silent about your divine miracles, and watch heaven move fiercely on your behalf. You are completely untouchable for the rest of your life.